I'd rather not ask it publicly.
Not given until they won't ask for it.
Right.
Might be something somebody to bitch about. But I'm curious.
Yeah, people seem to have enough of that without giving them any extra fuel.
Can we start anytime?
You're ready to go.
Okay. You want to disperse the numbers first or? Don't know what they're making.
I'm working on it.
No, there's no rush. I don't care if we have to do it tonight or next week. I'm just curious.
All right, call the meeting to order. Roll call. Dennis.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Dave.
Here.
Me, we're here. Public comments, none, great. Approval of last month's minutes, which I was not here for. Anybody opposed?
Do we need a motion to approve?
I do need a motion.
I'll move that we approve.
All right, all in favor, all opposed, no. All right, moving on. Your report, sir.
All right, on the last page. Daryl, I've been working on this budget stuff. A lot of the big items we've purchased in the last 2 or 3 years, so we're just down to some. Tire changer, balancer machine, a lot of the in-house stuff, lawnmower tires, truck tires, stuff. Be nice if we could do it in-house, but I have to get someone to do it.
You're asking about it.
Yes, this is what's on our.
Oh, I was
budget
like,
list.
you have a tire change?
No, we would like a tire changer.
Okay.
This is what's on our budget list. It'll, the big tires like the dump trucks and the backhoe rear tires, we can't do, but everything else we can do, the 95 is gonna need rear tires on it. I mean, they're the tires that were on it when I started here, so they're getting pretty well worn. Backhoe tires, front and back are due. Them, because we run on asphalt a lot, the front ones get changed every 2 years, and then all 4 of them get changed the rear ones get changed every 4 years, so. The front ones wear faster, because when you're moving blocks around, you got a ton hanging off them, and asphalt with skid steers.
Yep, yeah.
Some maintenance on the 95 still. We got some tie rod ends need to be changed out. Some rear springs are getting pretty weak. There's a lot of weight from this older stuff sitting in the winter, so it's just general maintenance stuff. The 14250 we need to replace. I've got to replace the box on it. We may not have to replace the whole box. We might be able to do just a couple of the crossbars, but we'll know that when my buddy gets here to tear it apart, so. And then the other thing was some raises. I've got in there for Nick to go up 50 cents. He's got one more licensure to get, which is pesticide, which would give him another $1. So he'll get $1.50. And all the other employees will go up $1. And then if we have to hire seasonal, it'll be at 13. But our thought process is we're bringing Rick back that we will need seasonal.
Do you do performance evaluations for your employees?
We are going to start. We was just discussing that up front last week, so we have not in the past, but I found some classes online to take that will me to be able to do them, and we will start doing them.
I guess I'd have no reservations on good old Nicholas. He's not the most timely and a manner speaking.
As frustrated as I get with that, I have talked to every department head in the county.
Yeah.
And welcome to the new world.
It's that generation, and he's in there.
It's that fine line though, welcome to the people, you have to accept it, you don't have to encourage it.
Correct. Yes, and at some point.
I don't encourage it. He's been,
Yeah.
I mean, we wrote him up once before and he straightened out for a while. And then when that went out of the record, it kind of slid down a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been talked to now, and it's just a frustrating loop, but at some point it's like, You know, you gotta weigh it out. We've got a ton of time and training into him and.
No, oh, no,
You
for
know,
sure,
so
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
He hasn't said anything about. With the new baby, no,
He has not yet.
and that's another thing, like, if he's just gonna leave, why are we gonna put all this back into? it?
Well, that he
But-
has not given me any indication yet that he is. That's just in the back of my head for
Right,
prepping myself, so.
So are the raises based on a yearly
Yes,
curriculum or?
we do
what
them
got?
yearly. That's
And when do we do yours?
our fiscal year, July 1st.
So that's when you'll come back and tell us what you're worth.
That's it's in there.
Is it? Where?
Yeah, right on the top. No, on the paper I give you what I.
No,
That was all other.
these are
employees.
raises are happening here.
Right, I fall under all other employees.
So you're not gonna be asking, again, I think
No.
you're very worth what we pay. I'm just curious how the system works. So this encompasses everybody
Correct,
and this will be effective
July 1st.
July 1st.
Yes.
So-
This is for the budget we're working on currently that will take over July
Okay.
1st.
But this has to go to the council to be
Yes,
approved anyways,
yes.
because it's money. This is
Yes.
just from the
Yeah.
DPW standpoint, yeah.
do you anticipate having your reviews done sooner than later, or your reviews, your staff reviews?
Hopefully, my goal is before
Okay.
July, but
I'm just thinking, because that way, you know, if you don't think some deserve the full raise, some do. This is your performance review right here.
Correct.
It'll be very
Yeah.
new for everybody.
correct.
I mean, quite frankly, council should be doing performance reviews on on the division or the department heads anyways, and we don't. I don't know the last time council ever did that.
But I think that's gonna come up, honestly.
It will, it should.
It's going to.
And quite
so.
frankly, I mean, good or bad, I mean, I'm sure you would love to have a review to say you're doing a good job.
Or get you about a year.
Yeah, or this is where we see improvements, let's get it up
Right.
there and we'll report. it
Yeah,
later.
no,
It goes both ways.
never had a job I did have reviews, so.
Right.
I think at a minimum, it sets a level of expectation. You know
Right.
what the expectation is, then you
Yeah.
can try to hit it without knowing what that is. You
Right.
know, that's why it was kind of last 2 meetings ago, like. Do your guys know when you're out of town, is there like a master? Do they know like trash cans in the park Wednesday morning from 9 to 10:30, and it should take an hour and a half to get it done? Like, is there a schedule like that with some times to keep people moving?
Yes, get the efficiency up.
Yeah,
Yes, I have a list out back on the board of stuff that, I mean, if you go out there look right now, it says park trash can daily.
yeah,
That, you know, restrooms and trash daily,
yeah.
so. Downtown trash is Mondays through the winter and then Mondays and Fridays through the summer, so.
What we've been finding with that new culture, I don't like saying generation, because I don't know that it's age-based as much as it is culture at this point. If you don't give people like a set of, this job should take you 2 hours. It's not enough letting them know that it needs to be done, because some people will take a 2-hour job and make it, oh, that's Tuesday.
Mhm.
Right.
All day. Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, because you can play on this thing for an hour and a half.
Yes. And I have the same problem.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
And I, like my guys, I tell them, you're gonna get the trash, just take you 45 minutes, get it done, separate them, get it back in here, then I'll get you something else to do. And I flat out say 45 minutes is all you get.
Yeah.
And then if they're not done, I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, I can have this done 30 minutes ago. What do you do? And I hold them up to that point. I mean, it's burned me that I haven't done it, but I've now got rid of those people.
So again, helping the newly elected ignorant people, you're full-time, is Nick the other full?
Next the other. folder.
That's it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's just the two of us.
And does any of the Etsy stuff play other than you and Nick?
Are they all good?
They all do, yeah,
So-
everybody gets it now, so,
It just adds in there and then
you know,
we're
yeah,
big enough yet,
yeah, that's.
small enough.
We just implemented a new time card punch-in system, because that's gonna help us keep track of the.
How's that go?
So far, so good, other than today.
Oh, okay.
Joe missed it today. We was out, we got going to doing something about 9 o'clock. I said, did you punch in? No, I forgot.
And because it's new to them, especially
Right,
older guys.
Right.
So outside of you and Nick, everyone else are considered just part-time?
Mhm.
There's no other classification, just part-time?
We have full-time, part-time, and seasonal, but right now I don't have any seasonal.
Okay, let's see. So and is our,
No.
again, just to say it, is our wage stuff comparison to other municipalities around town? Or around the area?
A little low, I
County?
think.
We're low.
Low.
Yeah, we're one of the lowest. There's only, I think, one lower than us in the county,
With that,
Morris. But they have two people and believe it or not, less roads than we do. But it's hard to compare that when you start looking out, because we don't have a lot of options in the county compared to. And then you start looking at like Ovid and Owasso and Corona, and everybody that's higher than us, way higher than us, also has waters, so
Yeah, that's true.
they've got other licensures above and beyond what we carry, so.
and then looking at the tires and backhoe and stuff, is that built into the overall budget? Is this just something you're bringing to our attention that it's already budgeted, but
This, no,
spend
this
it
is,
for-
I'm bringing it to your attention, because this is what we're looking at putting in our budget for this year. For 25, 26. I hate the July.
you're just trying to grasp, trying to think the capital improvement plan?
Correct.
That's different, but is this built in there that we have a vehicle program that's gonna upgrade these things over time, or do we do this on a
Once
as
we,
needed basis?
once we have them, then it goes into the category where we'll figure out the lifespan of them and put them in a budget for replacement.
So this comes out of the general fund?
This will
not
come out of
the
general
budget?
fund,
Okay,
correct?
again, I support it, I'm just,
No, you're
Grasping.
fine. No, you're fine.
It looks like all maintenance, no CIP on there, but CIP can be a dollar figure too,
Correct. Correct.
if you're extending the life of the vehicle, so.
And what this, that we have a set amount in our budget for maintenance and repair. And we put stuff like this into the budget so that it's already spoken for money wise, so it doesn't drain my repair. You know, that,
These are planned repairs
Correct.
versus
Correct.
breakdown, yeah.
mhm. And so from the last council meeting, so I assume there's a schedule when we need a new backhoe, when we need all these other vehicles to be replaced, or is?
yes, I have a replacement plan on all the vehicles.
I assume it's probably in an internet file somewhere that we can look at.
It is, or I just get you. a copy
No, I'm
of
just
it.
curious. I mean, last meeting, everyone's curious about what we're doing, and so this is just.
It
new.
is on our, I mean, we have it on the server here.
Okay.
Everything is done between the.
So nothing's gonna jump out when we need a new backhoe, it's gonna come up. and say, we
Correct.
need 300.
I have it all broke down
Gotcha.
to so many year replacements, right down to the lawnmowers, so,
It's on the CIP already.
yeah.
I assume
The
so.
backhoe is, I know, I remember that.
Yeah,
one
I
in
think that was
particular.
like 26, I think. is
6
in
or
there.
7,
Yeah,
yeah.
so- How many are always run?
It's in the people. Yeah, we just,
It
it's
sucks,
just,
I know what you look at.
I just did all these hours. I will look it up here in this.
No,
I mean,
it's
it's
on
gonna be-
paper, I don't know what to ask, so now I'm just curious, because I see different cities doing different things, I'm just,
Correct,
Curious.
I will,
if we don't ask the question, then
No,
we're not doing our job.
I'll, it's on the computer, I'll have.
No,
I'll just send it.
As long as you
I'll
say
have it
it's
sent-
good, I'm good,
Nope, I'll
because
have him send it over to your emails. That way
if
guys
you
know
mess it up, we'll
what we're
just
looking
fire
at,
you, so I'm good with that. No, I mean, I trust you, I'm just asking the
No.
question, because I want to know, because I'm curious to see how the city functions,
It's,
I'm new here,
it's warmer in the south.
there you go. You trust me, and I hear that we have no shot at firing you, because we're not wanting you to leave.
I'm hoping when we redo the master plan this year, that's part of it, that'll be a little bit more accessible. The format it's in right now, it's a slog to get through,
Yes.
so. With the grant money, I'm hoping when they redo it, that CIP will be a clickable function from the internet. And we can get to that quickly.
Correct, and in the last probably 7, 8 years, this whole CIP thing was new to us. I mean, we started doing this, Paul and I started doing it probably 7, 8 years ago on replacing stuff and making a list, and that's how the road thing came about, and the sidewalks and our inventory, and I mean, because before that, we would just say, oh, well, I guess that needs to be replaced, you know. And
Do you have your mosquito stuff ready?
the spray,
Yeah.
yes,
Do you have your tablets?
yes,
It'll be snowing still, so.
yeah, it's no.
There's already
never
mosquitoes
quits.
flying.
My Bob says, there's a little one in the house
Dying,
last
I
night. I
know.
said, well, then kill it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
is there anything in your budget that jumped out this year that just says we didn't plan for this and we need more money?
not yet, not that his,
Snow, salt, everything
no,
good?
no, actually, we've been really good on salt and. I try to stay up like on scraper blades and stuff like that. I keep extra on hand, so that's,
How much salt you got left?
we literally just put 50 ton in, so,
Oh, you didn't, okay.
and I still have. Another 50 ton on backup, so,
That's his dry through the summertime.
yeah, it's in the Chevy. So,
So this might be a council question that you guys know. I'm sure you do. So this is gonna be a big thing heading to lagoons. Do we have? Cleaning those out, isn't that coming up soon? Or we have a lot of
For the next
expenditure?
4 or 5 years, you have to do, at least the big one, which is what, that's about 1.2 million?
yeah,
And that's all contract.
and we'll know more,
Yeah, it has to be.
yeah, and we'll know more about how much time we have when I do the sledges in the spring to compare to what we had last year, so,
And that's out of the sewer fund, not,
yes.
Yeah, that's why we raised the sewer funds last year.
Yeah.
Full up to $5 over. So
enough to get everyone talking about it. Yeah.
you want to flush, you gotta pay for a little bit extra. At some point in time, it probably would be bad if you guys want to go out to the lagoons and see what the heck we keep talking about. Have you guys ever been out there?
Me, I've been out to the lagoons.
I
I've
say, you
never-
could,
Yeah,
I don't think you've been around it, but
No.
you've been to the Great Lakes, you
Yeah,
just
I
haven't been
have,
inside
yeah.
the fence.
Okay.
are we like capacity? Do we have growth? Is it?
We
stretching?
we have growth. We have a lot of growth. We have 3 ponds back there. We have a 2.5 acre and 2 6.5 acre ponds. When them were originally put in, we had a combined, so it was set up to hold both sanitary and storm. And then the state come through and says, no, can't do that. You have to separate them. So we have a lot of capacity.
Okay.
And we don't have a lot of commercial things going into it, so that helps us a lot too.
That spider, have you been looking at those lately?
I have not. I've been on everything but that.
I looked at some just to look at them. And I don't know if we're looking at the same things, but they're like the size of a beetle, like bug, Volkswagen.
The one I was looking at online had a 72-inch diameter.
How much did it weigh? Okay, the ones I saw were like 800-900 pounds.
Oh, no, I was way more than that. This thing came, they had a trailer and.
Okay, so we're looking probably the same
Yeah.
ones, okay. Yellow ones out of England or something?
Yeah, it
Yes.
comes on the trailer, it's huge, it's,
$32,000.
yeah, so around there.
Okay.
It wasn't, that's why I quit looking so hard.
Yeah, I saw a smaller, I'm just thinking, working together or something, maybe.
There's gonna be something out there, I just haven't found exactly what we're after yet, so. And since the other one's running, I'm not.
Do you guys have a walk behind mower? Are you looking for anything right now?
No, we have a push mower.
Okay. I just, because Eagle View Golf Course is having an auction Saturday.
Oh,
Loretta's Golf Course is gonna have an auction coming up, so. just think-
no, we have the John Deere, the 72-inch John Deere, what's that one? Kubota,
Okay,
and then we have that old cemetery mower that's our backup mower that we use for over here.
Yep.
And then we have that grasshopper that is our backup. That's one it's an 05. So it's running right now, but it's one of them, I'm not putting money in, if something happens to it.
Right.
It's done.
Dave, before we get kicked out, I had 2 calls in the last couple of weeks. One from the folks at Looking Glass
Yep.
about that drain.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping one of them would be here tonight, because I don't know a ton about it, other than the one saying floods because the drain's not tied in.
Correct. We've been through this with them,
Many times.
many times. When they put them buildings in, they put what's called a self-siphon drain. Them drains go nowhere. They connect to each other. They're not tied to anything with ours. I had a company come in and got them a bid last year, and that's pretty much where it stopped.
Is what, 10 feet away, 10 or 15 feet away is what the drains.
Yeah, it has to go all the way
We
to
have to-
Grand River Road. The
Yeah.
closest one is where the road shrinks in on Grand River Road by that first house. I can't think of the guy's name, but
Yeah, we'd have to go through the yard and all this other fun stuff to attach it.
But they have a price on
yeah, we had a price. We give them the price.
it. Okay,
But that is something we've also been looking at before we do any road work in there, because it won't lose any good to do that road and
Then-
not be able to drain water. So,
Exactly.
so there's a possibility that could get tied into road work.
it would be separate. I mean, it won't be tied in, but yeah,
Right, I mean,
it would
at the
have to
same
be
time.
done. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be a waste of our time to do the road without doing something with the drains. So,
and that issue is all to the west of their drive, right?
Yes.
yes, I just had to figure out which way was
Well,
west.
yes.
Yes.
I'm just, because I know they were talking about having to get their driveway repaved. Couldn't they just put a culvert under their driveway? And just let the water head towards the church?
No. They can't legally, you can't take water and move it to somebody else's property.
I thought there was a drain down there.
No,
There's not.
no. The only thing that's there is the drains that come off Grand River Road,
Okay,
that we got away with that because they were previously there.
okay.
Cause where that storm is that I'm talking about to the west of that is where our storm system ends.
Do you have any time frame for when that work's gonna get done, the road work?
It's supposed to be done in 26.
Okay. So nothing in the near future.
No. No, that's scheduled to be 26, and we was working with them because we wanted them to do the parking lots at the same time we do the roads, because it kind of defeats the purpose to do the road and not the parking lots.
Because I think they're running into maybe running out of. They're gonna be non-compliant if they don't get that parking lot done. So,
Correct. They've already been told they were not.
yeah,
And that's the other. fun.
That's what started the whole conversation.
And that parking spaces are theirs, but the street is the city's. That's the other point.
well, I think there's.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, so. But no, the other thing, someone else brought up, I think it's a Lions issue, I guess the street next to PDP's where the carnival stuff gets parked. They said it was just pretty, I haven't driven down there, I've been trying to get down there all week, but I've been busy at work. According to them, that there was huge potholes in it last year and they didn't think it was safe.
That dirt also.
I have no idea.
Like I
like I
you're talking about the dirt that's not a road, because the road we just paved.
Yeah.
Well, that solves that. And I could have swore they said to the east of PDP's.
East of PDP.
There's no east of PDP's, that's the parking lot. To the south of PDP's.
Yeah, I
Who
helped to drive.
was it that was complaining?
Well, it was.
They talking about the, where they had the, craft show, maybe?
No.
No, I'm thinking they're talking about the old railroad bed that the carnival people park on. That's the only thing we got that would be dirt there.
They made it sound like there was potholes.
Yeah, I mean, that road is brand new.
Well, then that's, I'll make a point to drive over there. I'll let you know. I just all week, I'm like, I gotta get there. Well, it's been. 2
Yeah,
weeks,
yeah,
I
let me
just
know, because I'm
haven't done it.
assuming they're talking about the gravel part, and if they are, there's nothing I can do with that till some of the water dries up, so.
Well, and I
I mean-
think they're mainly worried about summer. Anyway, May,
Right,
so hopefully by then we'll have some dry weather.
Kind of.
Mhm.
and I mean, that's, because that's not even a road through there, it's just a road, it's just a little railroad bed.
Yeah,
I got one last question for the mayor.
Yes.
The dollar for all employees, that this is a public service department thing, is that consistent? Are we doing it with all employees? Is that the average increase?
I know.
Each department brings
Yeah.
their own, I know with the union for the police department, I think theirs might.
They're in
be-
negotiations, yeah, because I let Dan just handle negotiations with the police. The ones in the office. Cass is technically under both of them, so they gotta figure out what to do.
She's the only hourly employee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting the same lift or?
They're not all getting the same lift, no, but. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
I don't
they-
know, I
they
don't
haven't-
know what the other departments.
Yeah, they haven't
are.
brought it to us yet, so.
Okay. So. Here, I guess the only number, do we need to move these recommendations? Or is it just a recommendation?
This was just a informative for you guys to see what was going, what we're looking at putting to the council.
I mean, do we need to, as a committee, to recommend to the council or?
Well, I mean, we don't need to because it has to go to the council.
Okay.
I mean, things that
Sure.
we recommend is like things that, items that, hey, this would be a good thing, let's go see if city council approves it, but this has to go to city council.
Okay.
No matter what, it's just, we could adjust it if we wanted to.
And I bring it to you guys so you guys can see where I'm at. That way, if you guys had seen something that I didn't have on the list, you can throw it at me.
Right. Or if we don't, it's like, hey, why don't we push off the backhoe for another year, we could have changed the numbers here. And then that way it goes to the city, so that was kind of the first line of defense, but.
And I think the CIP will come up with a budget meeting and council, so
Right.
we'll be able to look at those long-term plans that.
Right.
So,
So other than that, I just got, like we talked about earlier, got sidewalks gonna start, the tree trimming. The LBCA stuff, we met with Terry last week, we got all that moved to the other side, so. And it's all in the other shed now. I'm gonna get you guys to do stuff.
I have to keep,
Okay, then I'll get you.
no, because we moved Cub Scout stuff.
Oh,
This week.
yeah.
So,
So other than that, we're gonna get, spring's coming, so we're gonna start getting cleaned up, get parks ready to open.
do you need Bates blowing again? Are you gonna mow it?
No, actually, it's really good. We just need to pick up sticks and.
that oak by the cemetery in Shiawassee that came down last year, the trunk's still standing. Is that coming down this spring or is
At
that?
some point, yeah.
At some point.
Or make it touring.
Well, I said that's a big.
Find a guy, let me know. if
It,
you want
it was supposed to already be down, but when the tree guy cut his arm open, it kinda.
Was that what happened?
It kinda slowed
Yeah.
down what we were doing, so.
There'd be a lot of oak coming down.
Yeah, he was doing a job up on Elm Street and the saw slipped and
Oh.
All right, anything else?
that was all.